Run up to the big polls, Lok Sabha 2024. Let me start with the headlines. Parliament stalemate continues as two more opposition MPs have been suspended today. Total number now of suspensions rises to 143. Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi lead the opposition protest against these suspensions. TMC MP faces flak for mocking VP Dhankar, refuses to apologize. BJP chief JP Nadda lambasts Rahul Gandhi for recording that mimicry, hurls job of clown's jibe at Rahul. Mamata Banerjee confirms India Today's big news break on Congress chief, floated as the opposition's prime ministerial face. Mallikarjun Kharge being backed by Mamata and Arvind Kejriwal to be the face of the opposition alliance, says Kejriwal also endorsed the same. But it seems like some rift now in the opposition bloc on that very same issue.
नाम हमने किया है कि हर लोग पूछता है एक फेस तो चाहिए, तुम्हारा फेस कौन है? तो इसी के लिए हम प्रपोजल दिया था और हमको सपोर्ट दिया है अरविंद केजरीवाल.
Cracks deepen in the opposition bloc with Nitish Kumar miffed over North versus South divide. DMK MP TR Balu seeks transcript of Nitish's speech. Bihar Chief Minister fumes. Landmark legal system overhaul by the Home Minister Amit Shah. All three revised criminal reform bills passed in the Lok Sabha.
ने प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद गुलामी की मानसिकता और गुलामी के सारे चिन्ह इस देश में से जल्दी मिट जाए और नए आत्मविश्वास के साथ महान भारत की रचना का रास्ता प्रशस्त हो, इस पर आग्रह रखा है.
India Today accesses the first image of 1993 Mumbai blast accused Tiger Memon. This is the terrorist's first image ever since in 30 years. India Today sources confirm Memon hiding in Pakistan. All right, 143 MPs of the opposition and counting. This is the number of MPs who've been suspended from the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha in totality. The numbers of the oppositions there, the ones who have been sent out, seems to be rising 3 days on. While the opposition is up in arms against the Modi government, it is the video finally of the TMC MP as we see him mocking the Rajya Sabha chair, Jagdeep Dhankar. Kalyan Banerjee has become the big center point of this war now, that the BJP has demanded an apology for him insulting the Rajya Sabha chair, while the opposition says it was just fun and joke, take it lightly.
The President of India has expressed her dismay, as did the country's Vice President and Prime Minister.
जगदीप धनखड़ की कितनी बेइज्जती करो मुझे कोई चिंता नहीं है. भारत के उपराष्ट्रपति की, किसान समाज की, मेरे वर्ग की मैं पूरी आहुति दे दूंगा हवन में. मैं खुद की परवाह नहीं करता. मेरी बेइज्जती कोई करता है मैं सहन करता हूं, खून की घूंट पीता हूं, पर मैं ये बर्दाश्त कभी नहीं करूंगा कि मेरे पद की गरिमा मैं सुरक्षित नहीं रख पाया.
It isn't just Trinamool MP Kalyan Banerjee who's under fire for the mimicry episode, but also Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for recording it on his mobile phone.
संसद में जिन लोगों को आपने भेजा है वो वाद विवाद के बदले जोकर का काम पकड़ लिया. उन्होंने जोकर वाला काम पकड़ लिया, नकल करने का काम पकड़ लिया. और ये कांग्रेस का नेता राहुल गांधी उसकी वीडियो बना रहा है.
The mimicry in the opposition's mock session outside Parliament has taken centre stage, as 143 MPs are suspended for allegedly disrupting proceedings inside with their protests over last week's security breach. The Congress and other opposition parties responded in kind, reissuing old clips of Prime Minister Narendra Modi mimicking Rahul Gandhi's hug-wink episode in the Lok Sabha. At the same time, the opposition alleges that the BJP ecosystem has amplified mimicry as an issue to divert attention from pressing questions at hand, most notably the suspension of the MPs themselves.
वहां पे हमारे 150 एमपीज को बाहर फेंक दिया है, ठीक है। उसके बारे में मीडिया में कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है, ठीक है। उनको आपने पार्लियामेंट से बाहर उठा के फेंक दिया, उसकी कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है। अदानी जी पे कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है। राफेल पे फ्रांस ने कहा है कि भैया इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं अलाउ हो रहा, उस पर कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है।
Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has insisted her party MP, now suspended, didn't mean to be disrespectful towards the Vice President.
क्यों आप ऐसा बात करते हैं? हम तो रेस्पेक्ट करते हैं सबको ना, एक डिसरेस्पेक्ट का कोई बात नहीं होता है। इसको जस्ट पॉलिटिकली कैजुअली, आपको तो पता भी नहीं चलता अगर राहुल जी वीडियो में तो छवि नहीं तुलता तो।
At the center of the mimicry storm, Kalyan Banerjee echoed similar views, but with a pinch of pungent sarcasm.
Does he really behave like this in the Rajya Sabha? That's my question. Now that's my question. Mimicry has been done by also the Honorable Prime Minister in the Lok Sabha itself. I can show you the video. He has done it in the last term in 2014 to 2019 in the Lok Sabha itself. But everyone has taken it as okay.
The BJP MPs have been unforgiving.
पहली बार एक जाट समाज के किसान पुत्र इस लेवल पर आ गए सर, उपराष्ट्रपति तक पहुंच गए। तो इस उपराष्ट्रपति पद को, संविधान पद को अपमानित कर रहे थे।
They stood up in solidarity as the Parliamentary Affairs Minister read out a motion condemning the mimicry. The references to caste backgrounds have evoked sharp reactions from the Congress.
मैं ये कहूँ कि मुझे राज्यसभा में बोलने नहीं दिया क्योंकि मैं एक दलित लीडर हूँ। हर आदमी अगर अपनी अपनी जाति के लिए किसी विषय पे अगर बोलते हैं तो मेरे जाति को इफेक्ट हुआ, तो मेरे जाति को तो हमेशा इफेक्ट होता है। मुझे तो बोलने नहीं दिया जाता है। मैं जो सवाल उठाता हूँ उसको उत्तर नहीं मिलता।
Mimicry consumes the final stretch of Parliament's winter session, a sitting otherwise marked by an audacious security breach and a record suspension of MPs. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, we've seen the parliamentary ruckus for 3 days on. Let me cut across to Maushmi Singh joining us live from Delhi. Maushmi, you've seen very closely what's happening in the parliament. It appears that 143 MPs who are suspended, which should have been the big story. What Kalyan Banerjee has done has nearly literally dominated headlines for the last 24 hours. Rahul Gandhi speaking on those lines, saying that nobody cares to speak about how this is a death of democracy, that 143 opposition MPs have been suspended. But here you have a fun and joke game that was happening outside the parliament becoming an issue, which is a non-issue. They call it an art that you should laugh with, encourage and let go of.
So clearly, Rahul Gandhi trying to defend what happened yesterday, and it was not only Rahul Gandhi. Earlier in the day, we posed that question to Mamata Banerjee as well as Vijay Chowk, and both the leaders seem to be playing down the entire row, saying that the real issue is being missed by the media. So here, shooting of the messengers happening. Even Mamata in the morning preached that the media should ask the real questions. But the big question really is that was it a controversy that was created by the media, or was it really unnecessary for the opposition leaders to sit on the stairs and create a mockery of the parliament in that fashion, a mock parliament of sorts? And even today, there were speculations, Nabila, that the opposition would do a mock parliament in protest yet again tomorrow or day after, and that has been shut down by the opposition, by the India members itself, saying that they would not want to fan the fire. So clearly, this row has escalated and snowballed into a huge controversy, not only sticking to the premises of the parliament, but way beyond as far as Khap Panchayats and farmers units and organizations are concerned. And definitely, the India members will have to do a lot of answering as far as this particular community is concerned.
Well, we believe that tomorrow there's a nationwide protest, at least in Jantar Mantar, a protest against the suspension by the opposition. Is that right?
So on the other hand, the opposition really thinks that the government is trying to deviate from the real issue, and this is exactly a dramatization of something which was politically just a casual banter. And so they've planned a protest trying to shift back the focus on the suspension of MPs. Tomorrow there's a march to Vijay Chowk, and day after they would be sitting in protest at Jantar Mantar. They would also take it down to village and block level and country level, state-wise, is what they say. Even Sonia Gandhi today slammed the government over the suspension of MPs, calling it, opposition MPs calling it unprecedented.
All right, Maushmi, thank you very much for joining us. 143 MPs in a record development that's happened, both Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, who've been suspended. But here the takeaway is Kalyan Banerjee's mimicry on Jagdeep Dhankar, where we see protests in different parts of the country by the BJP Karyakartas saying it's an absolute insult to the chair. Now we're seeing big reboot of the criminal justice system. Amit Shah today expressing Prime Minister Modi's vision to get rid of obsolete laws amid the empty opposition seats in the Lok Sabha. The Home Minister explained that a provision has been made in the proposed law that a person can be sentenced to capital punishment if convicted of mob lynching. He's also added that sedition would be applicable only when it targets the country. Many more provisions that was listed out by Home Minister Amit Shah, including the proceedings, criminal proceedings will be entirely digitized. Now it's not necessary in the new criminal law or the bill. It's no more necessary to file an FIR in one particular police station where the crime has happened. You could file it anywhere in the state. And many more proceedings will happen faster. There will not be unnecessary adjournments. So this is basically to repeal the 150-year-old colonial era criminal laws that we still follow in India. Amit Shah claimed that these new crime bills will now replace the IPC and the CRPC in line with the spirit of the Constitution, will also promote fundamental rights and equality in the country. He's added that the colonial era laws focused more on punishment rather than giving justice, and it was now time to adopt values of Indian scriptures.
मॉब लिंचिंग घृणित अपराध है और उसको हम नए कानून में फांसी की सजा का प्रावधान कर इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं। मगर अब मैं आपको पूछना चाहता हूं, आपने भी इस देश में 70 साल में 58 साल शासन किया है, आपने मॉब लिंचिंग को भला अब तक क्यों नहीं लाए थे? हम तो जब बदलाव किए तब लाए। मॉब लिंचिंग शब्द का उपयोग हमें गाली बोलने के लिए तो खूब किया, मगर जब सत्ता में आए तब भूल गए। इस प्रकार के व्यवहार को जनता जानती है। राजद्रोह को देशद्रोह में बदलने का काम किया। पहले राजद्रोह की व्याख्या थी, मैं आगे डिटेल में बताऊंगा। राज से मतलब शासन था, भारत नहीं था। किसी भी राज्यकर्ता के खिलाफ कोई भी कुछ बोलता था तो इसके पर अपराध राजद्रोह का कानून लग जाता था। हमने व्यक्ति की जगह देश को रखा है। व्यक्ति की टीका ये लोकतंत्र का सबसे अच्छा लक्षण है। गृह मंत्रालय ने 2019 से इसमें परिवर्तन लाने के लिए गहन विचार विमर्श चालू किया था। एक गुलाम प्रजा को गवर्न करने के लिए बनाए हुए कानून थे और इसकी जगह अब ये जो कानून आ रहे हैं वो हमारी संविधान की मूल 3 चीजें, व्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता, मानव के अधिकार और सबके साथ समान व्यवहार, ये 3 सिद्धांतों के आधार पर बनाए जा रहे कानून है। ये इसका मूल परिवर्तन है।
All right, that's the new crime bills that was presented in the Parliament, sans most of the opposition MPs. Well, while the opposition parties have come together to have an India bloc meeting just yesterday, there have been many developments, including several fissures that's now surfaced. Is all well within the India bloc alliance partnership? What exactly are the issues that they're trying to iron out? We're going to take you through all those details on the other side. To the point, stay with us.
India, as you know, is a land of diversity, where countless stories are born every day. A brand that has celebrated the rich mosaic of our country, India Today, is the brand that has been covering stories from all spheres of life from across the country tirelessly, making sense of the myriad India and the Indians residing in here. The story of India Today and the story of my latest film, Donkey, which is inspired by the phenomenal dreams and struggles of the same Indians and is a story about love and friendship filled with humor and heart.
हमने मजबूरी में अपना घर छोड़ा था, वरना कोई अपना देश, अपना परिवार, अपने दोस्तों को छोड़कर क्यों जाएगा सरहदों पे गोली खाने?
While my film Donkey symbolizes the struggle of many who leave home and their loved ones behind in the hope for a better life, they miss their homeland in this tough bargain. But it's their spirit that helps them carry on. India Today has been capturing the indomitable spirit of being an Indian for over 5 decades now. India Today, making sense to India, making sense of India.
I have not said either it is Rajya Sabha or it is Lok Sabha, it's a mock parliament was going on. If he has taken on his shoulder, I am really helpless. Does he really behave like this in the Rajya Sabha? That's my question. Now that's my question. No, I have never intended. There will be sin. Either you allow me to speak, otherwise you will. No, then either you allow me to speak or then. Now I will tell. I have never any intention to hurt anyone. Dhankar Saab is also in my profession. He is a senior than me. He is also senior advocate. I am also senior advocate. In our profession, we never hurt anyone. I did not intend to do it.
हम लोगों के सामने जा रहे हैं और उसके लिए हमारी पूरी तैयारी भी है। आज जो हम प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, फिर कल भी हम ऐसा ही प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे जब तक वो खुद आके सबका सस्पेंड रिवोकेशन करके चर्चा को जब तक वो मान्यता नहीं देंगे तब तक ये चलते रहेगा। ये तो एक अनडेमोक्रेटिक वे ऑफ फाइटिंग है उनका और हमको मुंह बंद करना चाहते। अब हम बंद होने वाले नहीं, हमारा मुंह भी बंद नहीं।
ना हम चेंबर में जा रहे हैं, ना गैलरी में जा रहे हैं, ना लॉबी में जा रहे हैं। लोकसभा और राज्यसभा को बचाने के लिए, इस देश के लोकतंत्र को बचाने के लिए हम जनसभा में जा रहे हैं।
मेंबर ऑफ अदर हाउस आपके संविधान पद को जो अपमानित किया है, तो उस सदन के सदस्य है श्री राहुल गांधी, पूरा संविधान पद का और आपका अपमान किया है। ये तो हम घोर निंदा करते हैं सर। कल भी हमने इसका निंदा किया है। किसी वर्ग और समाज को ऐसे कलंकित करना बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं है सर। जहां तक मैं देख रहा हूं, सुना हूं, पढ़ा हूं और देखा हूं, 20 वर्ष से मैं इस पार्लियामेंट में हूं सर, ये पहली बार इस लेवल तक जा रहा है कि इसका हद ही नहीं है सर। ये तो मैं घोर निंदा करता हूं। ये बार बार संविधान पे पद पर जो है ऐसे लोगों को अपमानित कर रहे हैं। पहले तो 20 वर्ष तक प्रधानमंत्री जी को अपमानित किया क्योंकि वो गरीब फैमिली से आते हैं, ओबीसी के हैं, इसीलिए अपमानित करते ही गए सर। प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद भी अपमानित किया सर। बाद में राष्ट्रपति को अपमानित किया सर। राष्ट्रपति को अपमानित किया, ये ट्राइबल वुमन है सर। और अभी आप जो किसान पुत्र है, पहली बार एक जाट समाज के किसान पुत्र इस लेवल पर आ गए सर, उपराष्ट्रपति तक पहुंच गए। तो इस उपराष्ट्रपति पद को, संविधान पद को अपमानित कर रहे सर। तो मैं स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं सर, तो उपराष्ट्रपति का अपमान नहीं सहेगा हिंदुस्तान और संविधान का अपमान नहीं सहेगा हिंदुस्तान सर।
This is going to be the trend, it's my way or the highway. If you do not fall in line, we are going to throw you out because we have the majority. We control both the houses. And they want to turn Parliament into just a stamping house. Just a stamping house to stamp and authorize the diktats of the PMO. That's what they wanted.
This is a dubious record in the history of parliamentary democracy. To the best of my knowledge and whatever research I've been able to do, there is no example of any parliament in any parliamentary democratic system in the world that has ever suspended so many people at one time. It is a disgrace, it is a blot on our democracy, and honestly I am ashamed that those in power in this country would allow this to happen instead of preserving the parliamentary democracy that gives us a good image and reputation around the world.
This is going to be the trend, it's my way or the highway. If you do not fall in line, we are going to throw you out because we have the majority. We control both the houses. And they want to turn Parliament into just a stamping house. Just a stamping house to stamp and authorize the diktats of the PMO. That's what they wanted.
This is a dubious record in the history of parliamentary democracy. To the best of my knowledge and whatever research I've been able to do, there is no example of any parliament in any parliamentary democratic system in the world that has ever suspended so many people at one time. It is a disgrace, it is a blot on our democracy, and honestly I am ashamed that those in power in this country would allow this to happen instead of preserving the parliamentary democracy that gives us a good image and reputation around the world.
Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com. हर फैमिली होगी इंश्योर्ड. टाटा सफारी, reclaim your life.
Well, we see the India bloc meeting has happened for the 4th time, but yet a lot of hurdles that they have to come through with. In fact, the meeting that happened in the national capital soon after, Kharge was named as the opposition's prime ministerial face. And that's now become a flashpoint. As we hear, Nitish Kumar is quite unhappy with the fact that he wasn't taken into confidence. He too was a hopeful of being the face of the India bloc. And apart from that, from language wars to seat sharing to alliances within each state, can the opposition now, the question is, can the opposition get their act together to take on the Modi's X factor in 2024? Have a look.
Over 24 opposition parties with the shared goal of removing Narendra Modi, but the India bloc is witnessing massive rumbling with just months to go before the general polls. Multiple differences have cropped up in the opposition grouping, making the Modi Hatao task even more formidable. While Well, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee confirmed India Today's newsbreak that she has endorsed Congress Chief Kharge as the face of the India alliance. Her move made Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad immediately see red. Both Bihar satraps left in a huff. Even Kharge himself was stunned.
खड़गे जी को नाम हमने किया है कि हर लोग पूछता है एक फेस तो चाहिए, तुम्हारा फेस कौन है? तो इसी के लिए हम एक प्रपोजल दिया था कि खड़गे जी को होना चाहिए. खड़गे जी अगर फेस होगा तो ठीक है, और हमारा कोई एतराज नहीं है, और हमको सपोर्ट दिया है अरविंद केजरीवाल जी.
हमने पहले सभी लोग जीत के आना है, जीत के लिए क्या करना उसके बारे में हम सोचे. कौन प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना ये बाद में की बात है.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar reportedly sparked a North versus South divide after DMK MP T.R. Balu sought a translation of his Hindi speech. A furious Nitish shot back at Tamil Nadu CM Stalin, saying Hindi is the national language and everyone must learn it. Nitish sternly told his party not to translate his Hindi speech.
Just to clarify, on the record, we don't have a national language in that sense that some people have misunderstood it. We have an official language, which is both Hindi and English, and the work of the union is conducted in the language of each state. Malayalam in Kerala, Tamil in Tamil Nadu, Hindi in Bihar, and either English or Hindi can be used as a linked language for communication. That's the way this country has been functioning. So it is not a Rashtra Bhasha, it is a Raj Bhasha. There is a big difference.
SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav was upset after reports of Mayawati being invited to the India bloc. The Samajwadi Party chief served an ultimatum asking Congress to choose either him or Mayawati.
देखिए, इनका गठबंधन ये तो स्पष्ट है कि चलने वाला इन लोगों का नहीं है. ये आपस में लाठी चलाएंगे और आप देखते रहिएगा, जस जस चुनाव नजदीक आता जाएगा वैसे इनकी दूरियां भी बढ़ती जाएंगी.
Mamata sparked a face-off with Samajwadi Party after reportedly suggesting a Priyanka versus Modi fight in Varanasi. SP hit back, saying it has the sole right to decide UP candidates.
कांग्रेस को भी अगर बड़े वो राष्ट्रीय रोल में सामने हैं तो उन्हें अपनी लाइन क्लियर करनी पड़ेगी कि वो क्षेत्रीय दलों के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं. और जब जिम्मेदारी एक बार माननीय अखिलेश जी को दे दी गई कि वो उत्तर प्रदेश में तय करेंगे कि कौन कहां पे कैसे होगा, क्षेत्रीय दलों का कैसे सामंजस्य बनेगा, तो उनके ऊपर भरोसा किया जाना चाहिए.
India bloc is also witnessing AAP Congress tussle over tie-up in Punjab. AAP Punjab unit categorically rejected any tie-up with bitter rival Congress.
ਹਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ 13 ਦੀਆਂ 13 ਲੋਕ ਸਭਾ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਦੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਕਰੋ ਜੀ, ਸਟ੍ਰੈਟਜੀ ਬਣਾਓ, ਕਾਸਟ ਕੰਬੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਪਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ. ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ. ਸੋ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਤਰੀਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 13 ਦੀਆਂ 13 ਲੋਕ ਸਭਾ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਲੜਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ.
The nascent opposition group is yet to decide seat sharing, common poll manifesto and a face to take on Modi charisma, leaving allies like Shiv Sena and JDU jittery and targeting Congress over inordinate delay. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let me cut across to our panelists to give us a little perspective on what the India Bloc Alliance partnership really looks like 3 months ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. Can it really be a fit opposition or put up a fit fight to the formidable BJP? Salman Soz, national spokesperson of the Congress, joining us. We also have Sanju Verma, national spokesperson BJP. Rashid Kidwai, our political analyst, to join us in just a moment. All right, we have him. Salman, I'll start with you, though. As much as we see the India Alliance, showing commitment to meet for the 4th time, we still don't see differences between regional partners or rather regional partners with the Congress ironed out. 4th meeting, but yet no leader, no convener, no seat sharing. Discussions are left raw and open-ended. It's barely 3 months. How are you going to make up?
I think what you're seeing is basically we have a very diverse country and we have a very diverse polity. But despite BJP's attempts to make everything uniform in this country is a very diverse country. And we have to make sure that we take everybody along. That is what the India Alliance is about. India Alliance has, partners, major parties from around the country. And all of us have to work with each other with a lot of respect, because we have to respect each other's points of view. And that takes time. And I think that is okay. Well, I think the BJP...
It's barely 3 months. Sorry to interrupt, but barely 3 months. You knew the complexities of it. It wasn't easy to bring all parties, all regional satraps together on one platform and hope that everyone's going to be on the same page. It was a task. You took it up as a challenge, but now you seem like you're on a weak wicket.
No.
Delays in the pace, delay in making decisions, delay in forming an actual core committee to coordinate between the alliance partners. What's the delay really all about?
No. I think this whole narrative that is being spun in the media is about, to my mind, some of this is orchestrated, unfortunately. But if the BJP and its supporters feel that this is going to help them, they should be happy. But as far as we're concerned, we have to take...
if you say it's orchestrated and if you say this is cropping up in the media, why don't you clarify for us? Have you got a leader in place? Do you have you say, okay, let's not even get to the Prime Ministerial phase. Who's the convener? Is there someone to coordinate between the alliance partners?
If the questions are going to be longer than the answers, then that means you really want to debate yourself.
No, go on, please.
If you want me to respond, then you have to give me...
Please do.
So the point is, nobody should have any worry as far as our alliance is concerned. If our alliance succeeds, we'll be extremely happy. If it doesn't succeed, then everybody who supports the BJP should be happy. But this will take painstaking progress. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be simple. But this is necessary because we need to take the country away from the direction that the BJP has put it on. And that may take as much time as is necessary. But ultimately, I think we will come together because we have to mount a challenge to the BJP. And the only way we can do that is by being in this together, working out any differences that may exist. And of course, there will be differences. And by the way, the alliance does not have to compete in every election in every state in a uniform way. That is not what an alliance should be about. It should be about strategically contesting this election where it makes sense.
All right. Now, my only word was that the lackadaisical approach with which the India bloc is moving forward to fight the Modi government, which is a juggernaut now. They're formidable. You see their strategy. They're war horses. They won the Hindi heartland. And to match that, if you're going to drag your feet, then one only wonders how far of a competition you'd be able to put up.
No, I think that is, frankly, that is unfair. Nobody has a lackadaisical approach to this because we know the challenge in front of the country. Everybody understands you look at almost 150 parliamentarians suspended summarily as if it is nothing. We know what the challenge is. So I think there is no lackadaisical
that should have given you a shot in the arm to come together seamlessly.
But we are together. We are together.
All right, Salman, let me take that to Sanju Verma. Sanju, this is an opportunity, it appears, for the BJP. How do you see the India alliance members coming together to put up a fight? What is your perspective on Mallikarjun Kharge being presented as a prime ministerial face for the India bloc to match Modi in 24? Please go on.
Thank you, Nabila, and I'm not going to hold any grouse against you for asking me lengthy questions. Please feel free to do so and ask me as many questions and subsets within that. You're welcome. Mr. Soos had a rather lengthy intervention. I need only half the time to make a very coherent point. My first point is this. There's this very interesting article I read by Arun Puri dated 25th August 2023. in India today, where just after the biannual Mood of the Nation poll, after the results were out, this is what he had to say. He says, and it will take 10 seconds to read out just the gist of what he wrote. Narendra Modi pulls off what few other world leaders have managed. He banishes the near universal factor of anti-incumbency, and his popularity rankings defy the law of gravity. The MOTN survey for August 2023 says 52% feel Narendra Modi is still best suited to be the Prime Minister, and an overwhelming 62.7% rate his performance as good or outstanding. Also safely above his nadir of August 2021, when even in the aftermath of the harsh COVID, his popularity never fell below 54%. That is Arun Puri saying that even at his worst, Narendra Modi's popularity was 54%, and at his peak, it is now currently anywhere between 76 to 78%. In August 2023, it was 62.7, 63%. But moving beyond the numbers, I always say politics is not just about arithmetic, politics is about chemistry as well. And I've often heard Rashid Kidwai say this too, despite us not agreeing on a whole host of issues when we've been on a debate together. My limited point is this: on the one hand, you have the Modi juggernaut. The chemistry is there, the leadership is there, the organizational structure is a behemoth. It is present. The Panna Pramukhs are there, the Booth Pramukhs are there. But in the case, on the contrast, in the case of the Congress-led ... alliance, let's be very honest. I would like to repeat what JP Nadda said. Kahin ki eat, kahin ka roda, Bhanumati ne kunba joda. ना आपके पास नीति है, ना आपके पास नियत है, ना आपके पास नेता है. You don't have a bona fide intent. You don't have a committed leadership. You don't have a national convener at this stage. You don't have a common minimum program. You do have one thing. That is, you're bound together, all of you, the 25, 26, 27 or 28 odd parties. This fractious alliance has come together driven by only one factor. The binding glue is the visceral hatred for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and nothing more, nothing less. But is that going to work at the hustings? Because even as per the Mood of the Nation poll, while Rahul Gandhi's acceptance rate post the Bharat Jodo Yatra rose from 14% to 16%, a mere 2 percentage point rise, and the MOTN poll said that BJP will win 287 on a standalone basis and combine 306. Don't forget, this was before the BJP sweeping victory in the Hindi heartland. Just give me 10 seconds more. And I'll tell you why the Hindi heartland is important. The Congress can crow about the fact that, oh, our vote share is intact. Finally, elections are won on the basis of winnable seats and not just on vote share. Because by that logic, even we could have patted ourselves on the backside and said, oh, but in Himachal, our vote share actually rose marginally. Oh, our vote share was intact at about 36%, so in Karnataka, but we refused to do so.
There's got to be some positioning. You got to spare them on that. You got to spare them on that front. You won the Hindi heartland, so you won the Hindi heartland. Let me take that to Rashid Kidwai as well. Sanju, I'm going to get in Rashid Kidwai, our political analyst. Mr. Kidwai, here, as we see across the nation, and like Sanju Verma pointed out, Narendra Modi and the BJP seems to be a popular, he is the popular prime ministerial face in India, globally. And so to really topple the Modi government at this point in 24, you got to really need a miracle, if I may say, and I may call that a miracle. But the way we see the India Bloc alliance partners dragging their feet and making key decisions, including seat sharing, which is one of the most crucial. And let me be clear, and we all know that this is going to be a tough task. Seat sharing isn't easy. Many of the regional parties are dominant in their respective states. The Congress is still looking to, they've got to agree to cede ground. So ego clashes, all of that was expected and known. Nitish Kumar started off the first meeting back in June. It's been 6 months and no consensus on any front.
Yeah. So I think, Nabila, it's very clear that the BJP under Mr. Modi's leadership is a favorite for 2024. But that doesn't mean that a contest is not in the offing. There is a doctrine of necessity that is driving. There is no ideological compatibility, etc. among India Alliance. It's going to the chaos will continue till the very last moment. But this doctrine of necessity is forcing, opposition parties, regional parties, as well as the Congress to close ranks and come together. There are a lot of bargaining, there are a lot of posturing is happening, and the real task of India alliance partners, the major partners like Mamata Banerjee, Kharge, MK Stalin, Nitish Kumar and all, is to, and Sharad Pawar, is how to manage contradictions. So BJP has a, prima facie, it has a big advantage, but that doesn't mean that contest is over. I mean, if there is a seat sharing thing, then I still feel it's workable. You recall in 1977, when a means of communication, etc., were very limited, most people were actually in jail at that time due to emergency. And when they got out, within less than 3 months, they got their act together. So this time and age, there is still time. People can work the seat adjustment, election management mechanism, etc., have a convener. Some kind of beginning is there. In Kharge's choice, it's very interesting that nobody is opposing it. People are resenting it, but because the caste profile and etc. is such that nobody is questioning Mr. Kharge's candidature, which I think is a proxy, because we'll see.
And Mr. Nobody's questioning Kharge's candidature. He could be the fitting face, but what about the common minimum program or a common blueprint with which they've got to go into actually fighting elections already? The Ram Mandir is a big calling card for the BJP. The inauguration is barely in 20 days. What does the India bloc have?
Yeah, so when we say that, the BJP under Mr. Modi, is a favorite, has a lot of advantages, all these factors come into play. But remember, the regional parties, have been doing well in 2014 as well in 2019. It is the Congress party that is the Kamzor Kadi. So if Congress can cross, 100 Lok Sabha seat mark, which I think it is at this point of time, it is very difficult to achieve. But if they do this, then of course, some kind of game is there. So all those challenges are there. Nobody is denying. But remember, Nabila, you see, Lok Sabha elections or whatever democratic elections are always have a, have a possibility of bringing some kind of surprise. What it would be, we have to wait and watch.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened in 2004. Parties fought in elections on their own, and finally, after the BJP won, we believe, then they got into an alliance. Salman Soz, do you believe that that could be one of your approach, since you're not able to seamlessly iron out differences beforehand? Maybe an alliance post-election.
No, I think there will be an alliance. I think there'll be a very strong alliance, because you see, you have to understand that our alliance has some extremely powerful parties that have joined the Congress in this endeavor. So this is not a one-party thing. This is a lot of significant players across the country. And by the way, we talk a lot about Prime Minister Modi and the advantages that they have. Of course, they have the media, they have the money, they have the institutions, and pretty much they are throttling Indian democracy. But remember that even in the last election, when they really did very, very well, they got 37% of the vote. And by the way, if you really want to talk about some big-time juggernauts, you could talk about Prime Minister Erdogan in Turkey, who had 52%. And even then, he was in danger of losing. And here you have a party that has 37%. And I think they're beatable. I think this whole idea, despite all this, despite all the institutions, despite all the media, despite all the money and the big business houses, they're eminently beatable. And I think the alliance is taking shape.
Well, that's what you say, and you don't need a lot of money. You don't need the. First of all, you say that they have the media. I beg to differ, but you don't need that kind of bandwidth to come up with a solid strategy. A strategy can happen without money, without support. It just needs partners to come on the same page. But a quick word: many of your alliance partners are springing surprises. Mamata Banerjee says Kharge. Nitish Kumar is upset that he's not been taken into confidence. He's the man. Nitish Kumar is the man who started off the alliance, the meetings in the first place for the India bloc, but he's been kept out of decision making altogether. He's quite upset. How are you going to convince him?
I think this is the kind of narrative that is being. This is the kind of narrative that is being spun around, so that the BJP wants to create dissensions, basically. But that's not the way it is. We have very senior.
So you're saying Nitish Kumar is not angry?
No, wait a second. We have very senior leaders in the alliance. Kharge ji is there, Nitish ji is there, Lalu ji is there. You have
okay, all right. I'll take that to Sanju. Sanju, go on.
maybe there's a lot of frustration
Thank
on
you.
the other side.
You know, I heard Mr. Soos, they say it's never over till it is quite over. And that especially holds true in the case of politics. But, I'll tell you why Narendra Modi factor is unbeatable and invincible and infallible and unputdownable and unstoppable. The reason for that is simple. A, the fact that there is no leader today who is as towering as Narendra Modi when it comes to personal credentials on the corruption front being impeccable. I remember I was on your show with your other colleagues prior to the Chhattisgarh results being declared. And I remember on the exit poll day, everybody said it's going to be a close fight in Madhya Pradesh between BJP and Congress. It's going to be a close fight in Rajasthan. But in Chhattisgarh, the Mahadev Act case is not even a pertinent issue. And the Congress will sweep under Baghel for the second time in a row. But the limited point I'm making is corruption is always a big issue. Lawlessness is always a big issue. But I will just end by saying this. You gave a rather lengthy intervention to him.
Well, I have barely 30 seconds, Sanju. You've got to wrap up in 20 seconds if you will.
The big news. Can I just finish, Nabila? Thank you. The big news today is this, Nabila, that Samajwadi Party's Akhilesh Yadav has categorically said if Behenji, Mayawati and the BSP are made a part of the ... alliance, Akhilesh Yadav and his Samajwadi Party will stage a walkout of the alliance. On the other hand, Stalin and some other netas from the south took a jibe at Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav when they spoke in Hindi at the December 19th
we're very well aware, which is why this debate, we're very well aware of the differences that have cropped up within the alliance members. We heard you, Sanju, and that's precisely why we're having this talk here today, and that's why my many questions to Salman Soz and limited to you. But Rashid Kidwai, a final word, if it is doable, if they do not come up with a seat-sharing pact by 31st of December, do you believe that they're able to put up a fight in 10 seconds, if you may?
No, I think seat-sharing formula is the only solution for them. Otherwise, they're going to be utter chaos. There are professional agencies and individuals like Sunil Kanugolu who have done this kind of exercise. It is for the alliance partners to come together and give their thumbs up and go ahead.
This alliance is over even before it started.
Sanju Verma, Salman Soz and Rashid Kidwai, really appreciate your time for joining us. Well, you have 2024 elections barely 3 months away, while the BJP has multiple things to boast of in their 10-year stint. Will the Congress and the alliance partners of the India bloc manage to put up an alternative narrative to topple the BJP? We're going to watch very closely. Thanks for watching.
Devotees and volunteers are going door to door, inviting Hindus to visit Ayodhya for the inauguration of the Ram Temple on 22nd January. A team of young devotees are on a journey of nearly 900 kilometers on cycle from Churu in Rajasthan to reach Ram Janmabhoomi in time for the inauguration festivities. In Ayodhya, Lord Ram and his consort Sita's wedding celebrations are on. With about a month left for the grand celebrations to begin, Hindu devotees across the country are preparing. And Ayodhya is getting decked up to welcome and accommodate all. Other than the 2,000 VVIPs, Ayodhya expects a congregation of nearly 4,500 saints, along with innumerable pilgrims and devotees from across the country and abroad. All of them will have to be accommodated along with tourists. Arrangement for dormitory accommodation for 1,000 people is being made in the grounds of Karsevakpuram. 850 people can stay in compartments in the grounds of the First Aid Center of Mahant Nritya Gopal Das. Tin City, with a capacity to lodge 12,000 people, is being established on about 45 acres at Ranipalli of Ayodhya. There will be a provision to house 3,500 saints in Mani Parvat and Bagh Bijesi with parking facility for 400 vehicles. About 600 rooms have also been taken by the temple trust from various dharamshalas. About 2,000 temporary toilets are being built in clusters across the city, while about 100 school buses will be deployed to ferry people to the venue. For drinking water supply, the Temple Trust has established 6 borewells and multiple water stations at different points of the city.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 23 and minimum 9 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 28 and minimum 23 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 26 and minimum 14 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 26 and minimum 17 degrees. Chennai, maximum 27 and minimum 24 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 27 and minimum 16 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
The dreaded terrorist, drug lord, underworld don from Dongri, Dawood Ibrahim. Even after becoming a fugitive, keeps tracking his friends and family members in Mumbai. In a telephone conversation intercepted by the intelligence team, Dawood Ibrahim can be heard talking to his father, Ibrahim Kaskar's friend and former neighbor, Majid Kalia. The Don addresses him as uncle.
वालेकुम सलाम। चाचा कैसी तबीयत है? तबीयत ठीक नहीं बेटा। क्या बात है? आवाज एकदम नरम है। दाऊद बोल रहा हूँ। दाऊद। हाँ बोल। अच्छा क्या हो गया? डॉक्टर को दिखाए? हाँ डॉक्टर चालू दवा। हनीफ ये लोग किधर है? हनीफ और फारूक? हनीफ अभी काम पे जाता है। और आरिफ? आरिफ ने कुछ करता है। क्या हुआ? पहचान नहीं? आवाज पहचान नहीं रहे? नहीं। अरे दाऊद बोल रहा हूँ चाचा। दाऊद की आवाज नहीं है। अरे हाँ मेरी आवाज है चाचा। हाँ मेरी आवाज है। तुम चच्ची को दो, चच्ची को दो।
Dawood Ibrahim fled the country in the late 80s and shifted base to UAE first. After 1993 Mumbai serial blasts, he left UAE and took refuge in Karachi's security zone of Clifton. But he never stopped keeping in touch with his fellow people. Dawood's gang is called Company because the Don always takes care of all his people, their families, and the network spread across to his family, friends and neighbors like Majid Kalia and his wife. To make these calls, Dawood uses voice-over internet protocol. It helps him to hoodwink surveillance by the intelligence forces. With Devyesh Singh in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 23 and minimum 9 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 28 and minimum 23 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 26 and minimum 14 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 26 and minimum 17 degrees. Chennai, maximum 27 and minimum 24 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 27 and minimum 16 degrees. Viewers, let's take a look at the weather report across the major cities this evening. Thiruvananthapuram is at 33 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 66. Mumbai is at 34 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 153. Panji is at 33 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 155. Ahmedabad is at 25 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 137. Bhopal is at 21 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 118. Jaipur is at 23 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 157. Delhi is at 21 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 207. Srinagar is at 8 degrees Celsius with AQI being 131. Lucknow is at 21 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 206. Patna is at 23 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 282. Kolkata is at 24 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 211. Hyderabad is at 27 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 169. Bangalore is at 25 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 153. Chennai is at 28 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 128. This is all we have for you in this segment. Hope wherever you are, you find favorable weather around you. Keep watching India Today for all the weather updates with me AI Sana all through the day.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies.
Co-presented by Century Laminates by Manish Malhotra, fashion for your furniture.
Co-presented by Macho Hind, Bade Aaram Se.
Co-presented by New Kia Sonet, the Wild Reborn. Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com, Har family hogi insured. Max Life Insurance.
The mimicry Mahabharat, the government versus the opposition. Who is making a mockery of India's democracy? That furious political showdown is my top focus on the news track.
143 opposition MPs suspended. Parliament stalemate snowballs.
ये तो एक अनडेमोक्रेटिक वे ऑफ फाइटिंग है उनका.
It is a disgrace, it is a blot on our democracy.
Opposition says it is a murder of democracy. BJP rakes up Vice President's mimicry.
मैं खुद की परवाह नहीं करता. मेरी बेइज्जती कोई करता है मैं सहन करता हूं, पर मैं ये बर्दाश्त कभी नहीं करूंगा कि मेरे पद की गरिमा मैं सुरक्षित नहीं रख पाया.
Biggest meltdown before 2024. The democracy dangle. That is our big focus on News Track.
Here's a quick look at the headlines I'm tracking tonight. Suspension showdown rages. 2 more opposition MPs suspended from the Lok Sabha. Total number of suspended MPs now at 143. 3 new bills to replace British-era criminal laws passed by the Lok Sabha. Death penalty for mob lynching and a set timeline for courts to frame charges and give verdicts are part of the new provisions. Cracks widen in the India alliance. AAP opposes seat sharing with the Congress in Punjab. Left accuses Mamata Banerjee of helping the BJP. India Today accesses the first image of 1993 Mumbai blast accused Tiger Memon. This is the terrorist's first image in the last 30 years. Sources confirm Memon is hiding in Pakistan. Mohammad Shami to receive the Arjuna Award for outstanding performance in cricket. Shami was the leading wicket taker in the World Cup of 23. The suspension of 143 opposition MPs has become the biggest political flashpoint. 2 more opposition MPs were suspended from the Lok Sabha today for holding up placards and storming the well of the House. The suspensions have united the India alliance. The opposition says democracy is being strangulated by the Modi government. On the other hand, the BJP has hit out hard at the opposition MPs for mocking Vice President Dankar.
The President of India has expressed her dismay, as did the country's Vice President and Prime Minister.
जगदीप धनखड़ की कितनी बेइज्जती करो मुझे कोई चिंता नहीं है। भारत के उपराष्ट्रपति की, किसान समाज की, मेरे वर्ग की मैं पूरी आहुति दे दूंगा हवन में। मैं खुद की परवाह नहीं करता। मेरी बेइज्जती कोई करता है मैं सहन करता हूं, खून की घूंट पीता हूं, पर मैं ये बर्दाश्त कभी नहीं करूंगा कि मेरे पद की गरिमा मैं सुरक्षित नहीं रख पाया।
It isn't just Trinamool MP Kalyan Banerjee who's under fire for the mimicry episode, but also Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for recording it on his mobile phone.
संसद में जिन लोगों को आपने भेजा है वो वाद विवाद के बदले जोकर का काम पकड़ लिया। उन्होंने जोकर वाला काम पकड़ लिया, नकल करने का काम पकड़ लिया, और ये कांग्रेस का नेता राहुल गांधी उसके वीडियो बना रहा है।
The mimicry in the opposition's mock session outside Parliament has taken centre stage, as 143 MPs are suspended for allegedly disrupting proceedings inside with their protests over last week's security breach. The Congress and other opposition parties responded in kind, reissuing old clips of Prime Minister Narendra Modi mimicking Rahul Gandhi's hug-wink episode in the Lok Sabha. At the same time, the opposition alleges that the BJP ecosystem has amplified mimicry as an issue to divert attention from pressing questions at hand, most notably the suspension of the MPs themselves.
वहां पे हमारे 150 एमपीज को बाहर फेंक दिया है, ठीक है। उसके बारे में मीडिया में कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है, ठीक है। उनको आपने पार्लियामेंट से बाहर उठा के फेंक दिया, उसकी कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है। अदानी जी पे कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है। राफेल पे फ्रांस ने कहा है कि भैया इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं अलाउ हो रहा, उस पे कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही है।
Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has insisted her party MP, now suspended, didn't mean to be disrespectful towards the Vice President.
क्यों आप ऐसा बात करते हैं? हम तो रेस्पेक्ट करते हैं सबको ना। एक डिसरेस्पेक्ट का कोई बात नहीं होता है। इसको जस्ट पॉलिटिकली कैजुअली, आपको तो पता भी नहीं चलता अगर राहुल जी वीडियो में तो छवि नहीं तुलता तो।
At the center of the mimicry storm, Kalyan Banerjee echoed similar views, but with a pinch of pungent sarcasm.
Does he really behave like this in the Rajya Sabha? That's my question. Now that's my question. Mimicry has been done by also the Honorable Prime Minister in the Lok Sabha itself. I can show you the video. He has done it.